1898, America was at war. At the height of the Spanish-American War, scouts from the filibuster ship Florida stranded ashore in Cuba. Rescuers were sent out, but forced to retreat. A final set of soldiers volunteered to attempt the rescue one last time in the dead of night. Under heavy enemy fire, this group was finally successful in locating and rescuing their wounded comrades. For their role in this daring rescue, 4 of the members of the Army's 10th Cavalry were awarded the Medal of Honor, which is the highest personal military honor. Among these brave men was Sergeant William H. Tompkins, who was interred at the Presidio in San Francisco after his death in 1916. His award citation reads that he voluntarily went ashore in the face of the enemy and aided in the rescue of his wounded comrades. This after several previous attempts at rescue had been frustrated. It's amazing that brave soldiers such as Tompkins and the 10th Cavalry were recognized for their distinguished service to the nation, not because they weren't honorable enough, but because they were one of 4 units of so-called Buffalo Soldiers, segregated African-American units created in 1866. While the exact origin is unknown, according to legend, the name Buffalo Soldier comes from the Comanche tribe, who compared the soldiers to the buffalo for their hair texture and possibly their tenacity in battle. Regardless of the origin, the soldiers wore this name as a badge of honor. Black soldiers were often given support roles, treated as laborers rather than soldiers, and commanded by almost exclusively white officers. Despite these hardships and dangers, many African Americans chose to join the military. Blacks have fought in every American war since the Revolution. Becoming a soldier was one of the few well-paying and respectable jobs open to blacks at the time. It was often the choice between being a low-paid sharecropper, which was only half a step from slavery, or entering the military. However, the United States military was only desegregated in 1948, 87 years after the start of the Civil War. After 100 years of advocacy, the first black West Point graduate and officer, Henry O. Flipper, was eventually pardoned for the false charges that prevented him from commanding. While visiting the 9th Cavalry when they were stationed at the Presidio in San Francisco, activist Booker T. Washington advised the Buffalo Soldiers to take pride in their work. He is noted as telling the soldiers to be ambassadors for their race, as they were the ones on the front lines of both war and the visibility of blackness in American culture. And visible they were. Buffalo Soldiers served as pioneers of westward expansion, including serving as the first park rangers, patrolling Sequoia, Yosemite, and General Grant National Parks, and protecting President Theodore Roosevelt on a tour of California in 1903. Despite the difficulties, most of these soldiers took a great deal of pride in their service. These brave men and women did not need recognition from white society to succeed, even as they longed for equal treatment. Heroes such as William H. Tompkins continue to stand as role models for bravery and valor in the face of discrimination.